For Christine Bayard, mathematics always came easily. While other kids her age were watching television or playing outside, Bayard was in her room solving for x and combining like terms. The subject of math was a mystery she'd always wanted to solve, but as time progressed, it became a passion she wanted to share. And what better way to bring her joy of learning to others than to teach?
So our final expression is 8x plus 8.5y plus 3xy plus 4. I've been in schools my whole life, like not only going to school, but when I would have time off, I would go to my mom's schools. So my mom taught in Iberia Parish for 34 years, I believe. And then my two aunts also were teachers at other schools in Iberia Parish. So anytime I had off, I was spending at a school helping anyone I could.
So teaching is kind of like, it's in your blood.
It really is. My mom was teaching at Hopkins Street Elementary when she was pregnant for me.
Bayard combined her family's history of education with her passion for arithmetic to become a teacher herself. She's been teaching 6th grade at Johnston Hopkins Elementary in New Iberia for 10 years now. And each day is like the first, an exciting challenge of bringing students into a complicated lesson, pushing their limits beyond what they thought was possible.
I remember this one student a few years ago, she walked in my classroom and probably the first week said, "I hate math." And I said, okay, I looked across the classroom at her and I said, "Challenge accepted." And maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks later, she comes up to me and she goes, "Miss Bayard, I don't hate math anymore. I actually like math." And I love that I was able to make that change in that child.
Bayard was able to do that in part because of her creativity. Teaching children complex information is a challenge, and Bayard finds that kids respond better if you make their experience memorable and immersive. So she started thinking, how can I better engage my students?
So a couple of years ago, we got a new curriculum, and in the curriculum, there were certain math problems that I thought were very creative. For instance, there was one where we got to build our own virtual race car on our Chromebooks. And so I decided I was going to decorate the classroom. We put out tablecloths with like yellow stripes down the middle like a road. I dressed up in a race car driver suit. We had the checkered flags across the classroom, and when the kids walked in, they were just amazed.
These changes were called her transformations. The name pretty much sums it up. She'd transform herself and the classroom to fit a certain theme, a few times a year, and eventually it became a tradition that kids look forward to, even the ones that weren't in her class.
The little kids will stop me in the hallway because we're a pre-K to 6 school. "I can't wait to be in 6th grade math." I'm like, "Don't worry, I'll still be here."
So how do you do your transformations?
So I keep everything pretty organized. I have these at home. It's a container full of supplies for one transformation. So if I'm going to be doing a lesson on space, I have alien headbands for all of the students. I have my astronaut suit, big backgrounds, stars, planets, everything in one box so that when I have that transformation, I bring it to school.
Oh, are these are the planets?
These are the planets.
Oh, they're little lanterns, okay.
Plenty of stars, and I just hang everything up and it transforms this entire classroom into outer space.
Bayard's only done this for 2 years, but her impact was monumental, inspiring teachers all over the U.S.
The Milken Educator Award goes to Christine Bayard.
Bayard was recognized for the Milken Educator Award. It's a $25,000 check only gifted to the nation's best teachers. Bayard was starstruck.
My students, my babies. I know you're 6th graders, you don't want to be called babies, but you are my babies. Y'all keep me going every day, and I couldn't do this without you guys. Love you guys.
In the case of Christine Bayard, which I thought was very, very interesting, is that here is an incredibly talented young person who was in the retail industry.
Lowell Milken, the founder of the Milken Family Foundation that gifts the award, says Bayard was a shoo-in.
It's so remarkable to think about how she can positively impact thousands of young people's lives. And it only happened because she made that decision to go into teaching. One of the things that I'm trying to achieve also is to inspire the young people at these assemblies to consider teaching as a career, to consider the adventure of teaching.
As for Bayard, the $25,000 will cut out a chunk of her expenses: school supplies, decorations, costumes. She won't have to worry about this for a long time.
People keep asking me how I'm going to spend it. I haven't really thought of anything. Right now, it's just been focused on continuing what I'm doing, making sure that my kids at home can be successful in everything they do, and my kids at school can be successful in everything they do.
But for now, she says she'll continue her transformations and keep creating those immersive learning experiences her kids love.